What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. Right now we're going to be talking about the 92 overall standouts. Remember when I made the video and we were talking about estimating what their overalls would be? Many of us thought it would be 91, 92. It turned out to be a 92. So many of you guys that guessed the 92, you guys were correct. I stand between the 91 and 92 because I just knew they wouldn't make it a 90. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, they have to make it so that it looks like it's worth something, because with the new series coming out, when we get that power-up pass, it's going to start to make a lot of these older cards lean. They're going to be obsolete. They're going to be deemed obsolete. So you don't want to really... EA is not into the business of losing. So what they're going to do is they're going to raise the value of some of the lower level cards, and then, you know, as they put out other cards, maybe they can, you know, stabilize the market. So that's going to be the big thing that's going to be going on. So pretty much all of the players for the most part are trash. You know, on a theme team, you know, like Scandling Up might be good. There's a couple other players, but I'm not even concerned about that. That'll be dropping later on today. We're not really worried about that. What we're worried about is how we're going to make our teams better, right? That's what you guys come here for. What's going to be happening. So later on today, you're going to see that there's going to be a separate Series 3 92 overall set. So right now you're not seeing it. It's going to be there. I'm just letting you guys have some insight into it. So every team is going to get a team standout. Same situation. You guys will be able to see very, very shortly who the players are and all that good stuff. Again, that's not my concern because all of them, in my opinion, are trash. And we are more geared up towards the zero chill. Now, let me tell you where it is very interesting. The challenges. Remember what I was telling you guys about how we're going to be leveling up, and many of you guys are worried like, yo, it's going to take me forever. It's the holiday season. I got to spend time with family. How are we going to get leveled up to MUT level 80 relatively quickly because there's no challenges available? Well, you guys got to remember, this was one of the major issues that was going on, and this kind of shows that maybe EA listens a little bit, because we were complaining heavily about the fact that, you know, they were giving like it was full games. You know, a lot of these things that were going on, it's like, bro, are you serious? Like, it was kind of disgusting that they were still allowing that to go on. Based on what we saw with Good Morning Madden with some of the screenshots, it looks like it's going to be particular things that you have to do. Sometimes you got to score 2 touchdowns, score a rushing touchdown, blah, blah, blah. You got bonuses with other things, but it doesn't look like they're going to be full games. All right, so that is a very, very important thing that I want to make sure you guys understand, because that was something that made it so that we didn't really want to play it. After you complete all of the segment, you're going to get a free Nat player, right? So that Nat 92 overall, even though I think most of these cards are trash, they may not be trash for you. And that's a huge factor, and that's what I really care about. Like, ultimately, right now where my team is, I'm just waiting on Randy Moss. Maybe T.O., because I don't know how they're going to kind of, you know, they kind of played T.O. even when he was on like the limited time cover, you know, of Madden 20. Like, he had like that limited time one. It was one of those Maddens. He was trash in the game. But with what it is right now, I don't know exactly how they're going to play this zero chill out. I just want to make sure that we're prepared and we're taking advantage of everything else that's there. So look, with all these challenges that were there before, a lot of them, like I said, they were full games. Now we're going to be looking at, you know, specific things that we have to do. Now, after they release that, am I going to play those challenges? Yes, I will play them, because I want that Nat 92 for a few reasons. Once they drop Series 4, many of you guys already know, we've been stacking and stacking and stacking a lot of Nat cards that are going to convert into auctionable currency. What does that mean? That means that throughout that whole, you know, the Halloween promo, you had to harvest all that stuff. We've just been sitting here patiently, dude. Just waiting like, all right, cool. Yeah, keep doing it. All of these 90 Nat overall cards are going into sets, and they're going to create auctionable 91 to 92s. Now, some of you guys were asking, you know, why would EA Sports make them a 92 overall and not a 91? Because the other thing's been jumping like 2, and previously the standouts were 89. Pretty much probably because, you know, the next couple cards, remember, we're getting into Ultimate Legends, which is going to be 96s. So EA is looking at it like, it doesn't matter if we give them a 92 right now, because we're about to raise the price on all of them in a second. EA is very, very, like, the people that run the marketing, they're very, very intellectual in that aspect. They understand that the value of the card is going to be diminished because there are going to be so many other high-priced cards. So you might look at it like, oh my God, like, bro, yo, they gave us an extra +1. They don't care. That 92 that you're going to get for free, he's not going to have value unless it is a theme team. Okay, so if your player, you know, is not a good one for your theme team, even with the boost, it doesn't really matter. You're going to end up holding on to that card until the next series to do an exchange set for the 92. That's pretty much what's going to happen. So you can't really worry about anything else other than just getting a card right now and just waiting it out, because that's going to be the smartest thing to do. Anything else that you're thinking about doing, don't do it right now, because this is where you start to like make mistakes that's going to cost you in the middle of a promo. By the end of the week, they're going to give us the information about Zero Chill, right? What happens if they give us like one of those crazy sets where we can put a 92 into the set? Because they've done that. They've done special sets during like, you know, specific promos where you can put cards in that are higher overall and get certain things out. They've done that. Like last year, we had a couple bug ones. Remember with those, what was it, the gingerbread men? How many of you guys remember that bug with the gingerbread men? And we were just eating it up with the gnats, and then EA was like, all right, we got to stop this. Dudes is making way too much bread. And they patched it because we notice it. They think that we don't know what's going on, and sometimes they overlook it. It's just the fact that we have to be right there on it. And like I said, for those of you guys that are working the shifts, I understand that. Like you guys have, you know, overnight shifts, you get home early, you're tired and stuff like that. I try to make sure that you're prepared for it regardless. You can watch it on mobile. A lot of you guys watch it on your phone just to know what's going on. The good thing about it is just knowing the information. Okay, now if you're not able to take advantage of some of the glitches, you're gonna have an advantage at some point, sometime. It doesn't really matter. Just starting to understand the concepts of what they're actually doing is what I'm trying to make sure that you guys, you know, pretty much get and understand it thoroughly. We have to make something out of everything that they put out. This Julio Jones, this guy sucks, right? And I got him as my free Nat 50 card. I have to hold him until they put out a set that I could put a 92 in. So if EA does like a nice little Christmas thing and, you know, they're putting 92s in it, bye-bye Julio Jones. You are gone. You suck, and I don't care about your problems. And look, let me just tell you guys something, right? There's a lot of other route runners, and there's also Scary Terry that make it so that you understand. Because many of you guys started to see what I was saying. They kind of ruined the way that he moves on the field, so he doesn't react and move like Chad Johnson. Like he just, even though he has like, you know, route technician and all that stuff, he doesn't really break away. He doesn't do a lot of stuff that warrants us to want to keep him. So that's why I was very, very, you know, disappointed in his card. And they've always kind of made Julio garbage anyway, if you really think about it. Like even when he was on the top of his game, you know, you have to go all the way back to like 12, 13, 25 to where he was a good card. EA just been really, maybe it's a couple guys there that don't like the Atlanta Falcons. You know what I'm saying? I can't blame them. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like they suck, but yo, you got to at least give the card some love. But either way, it doesn't really matter, right? So look, that's going to be another additional 92 that we're going to have on top of everything else that we have. And we're going to be holding on to that Nat, because for the 49ers, the card that they're releasing, I'm not going to really go through anything crazy because he's not going to play. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not going to play on the squad. So there's realistically no reason for me to actually utilize what they're going to be releasing. Just so that everybody understands, because some of you guys were asking like, yo, what are you doing? What's your plans? Well, my plan is this, right? I don't really care what they put out as far as the team standouts. I just want the free card, because the free card is going to turn into currency some way, somehow. All right, so that's going to be the point, right? Now, for those of you guys that are going to actually use the card on your team, that's going to be fine. Like I said, some of them are pretty decent. They got the D-tackle Tomlinson from the Giants. He might be a monster, depending on how you run your defense and if you need a D-tackle. So it is variations, but I didn't really like any of the cards like this time. It wasn't like when they had DK Metcalf. Like nothing really stood out. It was really, really weird. That I didn't really care about it, because to be honest with you, DK Metcalf is better than all of the cards that are coming out now, and he was part of the first Series 2 standout. So it is what it is. At the end of the day, what we're going to do is we're going to make the best out of a bad situation, because although the cards overall are trash, we're going to still utilize it in whichever way we can. Now, I want to show you this really quickly with the exchange sets, because some of you guys are probably saying, what do you mean they're going to do like another exchange set and we're going to be able to get other stuff? Well, what's going to happen, the reason I bring up the gingerbread men is because they had a situation where you could put higher overalls in, even though this exchange set wasn't up to par, because the next series is going to be 91 to 92, and then you can put an 89 to 90 in. So we'll be able to get rid of those cards, but this was part of the promo with the gingerbread men where you were able to put higher players into it. And it was just that, it was a separate set that was part of the promo. So we might be able to use those 92s and get something else better during the actual promo. So we're going to have to keep our eyes out for that. And you know I'll be all over it. So that's what we're going to be pretty much doing. If they did keep it so that they're not full games, we got to go ahead and give EA Sports kudos for that, because at least they're starting to listen a little bit. It is the holiday season. Many of us are spending time with our families, and EA Sports never usually cares about that. But if they kept it the way that we viewed it earlier, and it looks like it's not full games, they're going to get a round of applause from me, because that's a good look. It's a good start to let them know, like, look, bro, all right, you know, we're good to go with this situation. So as of right now, we're going to wait until it's released. We're going to jump on that, grab the 92 overall for free, and then we're going to go forward as far as, you know, more team building aspects for the squad. I want to thank you guys and girls for watching. You go ahead and have yourselves a great day. Until next time, one love, y'all.